Hey y'all, how's it going? I'm trading the ES futures on a 2000 tick chart with a 21 EMA. So I've got the overnight high up here and the overnight low down here. These are our key levels for the day. So I started trading at 8 Central Time, which is this area right here. And starting off, we have this downtrend, break, first attempt lower, second attempt lower, failure. So, we overshoot, pushes us into the break, 2 attempts lower. We have this down measured move still in play, at this point. But it's clearly forming support. We make this double bottom, or it's really a triple test right here, but I did have the overnight low a little bit lower from there. And after that second attempt at a new low, we already successfully made the new low on that first attempt, but you'll still often get the 2 legs down. That's when we have a very sharp reversal, clearly attempting to reverse right here. And this is a great place to look for a failed second entry, a reversal pattern. And, after we get this leg up, we get these 2 legs back here. And so from here, you have first entry short, second entry short, failure. So this is a failed second entry right here. Of course, we broke this green trend line here. Now, it did rush below the EMA on that second leg. That's not the most ideal, but that's not the worst thing in the world. But you just don't want to combine that with the fact that it's sideways. It's getting very choppy. It's getting choppier in the middle of this range here. You'd also have to push it into these highs. It's just not an ideal area. I take that back. It's an ideal area. You just don't get an ideal setup. So, this is a good place to look for a reversal pattern. You just don't get a clean setup on it. So, just not the best trade right here. And so we push lower here. Now, I adjust the trend line as we push lower, and it's pretty clear. If I were to, I could draw a channel right here, and it would fit pretty well on both sides. And so the point I'm making here is this is all the break from this uptrend. So we have this little uptrend right here, break. This whole thing is the break. Even though, you can see legs in there, it's still clearly all one trend. So we have this uptrend, break, and then this, when we spike up here, this is when this measured move becomes more clear that it's stemming from right here because we're getting a spike up. Now, I would want to enter on the second attempt at a new high because just like with this big downtrend here, you have the break and 2 attempts at a new low. You can still expect that with this smaller one, especially given it's a reversal area. And so we have that first push up here, the break, and then we clearly start that second attempt. We start making that second leg right here, but we want to get in on the second attempt at making that second leg. So basically we have uptrend, break, and then first attempt higher, and then when we get this setup right here, this is the second attempt higher. Now, it didn't get too choppy. I was worried if it continues sideways for too long, I wouldn't be able to get anything, but it was just one spike up, one spike back down, and then hold back or close back above the EMA. So this was a perfect area for reversal. Once again, this downtrend had a break, 2 legs at a new low, clearly forming support, formed the overnight low here. Spike up, we start making that second leg up here and got in on that second attempt at a new high. So that's why I like this right here. We push on up here, didn't want to push it past this swing because we were clearly going sideways. We didn't have confirmed highs, but very often the swing, when you're generally going sideways but you don't have confirmed highs, you just want to have your high on that swing and treat it as if it's a confirmed high. And so notice we do have a reaction off of it, but we end up pushing through it and having a stronger reaction to this measured move. So these measured moves are very important to understand because, even though we had the range high, it pushed on through and had a much stronger reaction to that measured move here. And so, if we had pushed into a reversal pattern from here, we could have gotten a short, but, we just continue higher. Of course, there's no way to get long right here. It's just a first entry after coming off of a major, off of a measured move. I was about to say major level. This isn't that major of a level because it's, not the biggest measured move, but, this is an important area, so you don't want to take a first entry off of it. You want to see 2 legs back before attempting long. Not that you would want to go long right in the middle of this, but, when you're coming off of a key level, you don't want to bet against it after only 1 leg. So anyway, we push on up here. Now, just like I was explaining how, there's a couple legs within this leg because you can see that leg up there, break, another leg up, but it's really still forming 2 legs up on a bigger picture. Same thing with here. We clearly have 1 spike up right here, 1 leg up on a bigger picture with this 2-legged break right here. And so when we push up right here, we start pushing down, we can look to make a new high after this spike up because, you'll often get 2 legs up. And so we can look to make a new high, except we have to consider the fact that we just broke the overnight high. And when we break the overnight high, we can expect a fade back down. And so we would want to see 2 clear attempts to fade before buying with the breakout. And so, you know, when we push down here, we're getting this attempt to fade, and then it's really just one leg down the whole way. It doesn't have any significant pushes higher. And then by the time that we get this second leg down, this isn't really a second attempt to fade because you've already pushed back in at this point. And so, you know, we really just have one leg down here. Break, new low. This isn't 2 attempts to fade because once again, you've basically already faded at this point. And so when we continue lower and start getting choppy here and then push back out, now this changes it a little bit because this isn't a successful fade on this bigger picture. Now at this point, yeah, you're clearly fading back in, but since this is one leg on a bigger picture and you're getting a push back out, you can still get a bigger picture 2 attempts to fade because it only faded a little bit and you're pushing right back out. And so when we start pushing lower here, that's when this 2-legged break becomes clear. We've broken out of the overnight high. First attempt to fade, push back out. Second attempt to fade, measured move right here. We can still expect a second big picture leg up, so copy this leg over. Once we spiked up there, and that's when I moved over this measured move, and we get this first entry short, second entry short, failure. So once again, we already had these 2 major attempts to fade. As soon as that measured move was met, we immediately spiked up into a reversal pattern, holding above the EMA and the overnight high. Measured move up in play, plus this bigger picture leg we're expecting anyway. So I really liked that right here. This was for 1.15R. And yeah, I really liked that right here. And once again, we actually just pushed right out of that, you know, range high and then only started getting choppy once we met that measured move. So, you know, I'm telling you, these measured moves are very, very important to understand. You know, we kind of just continue a little bit choppy, not quite reaching the EMA from there, and then we just have a very sharp plummet. So, you know, 2 legs up right here, pushing into a reversal down. This would be a great place to have gotten a reversal pattern, a failed second entry. You know, if we could have just rushed below here, 2 legs back, retesting that range high, great place to look for a short, but we just don't get anything here. We just rush on down, very sharp reversal. You know, we push back into the overnight high, break out of the low of this dotted range. So breaks, now we have downtrend, break, and we can expect prices to attempt a new low. We just don't get a clear setup to make that new low. You know, it just gets very choppy, and then we just plummet again, make that new low. So we push back up. Now, since this downtrend has a break and a new low at this point, we can look for a reversal pattern back higher so long as there's room to the overnight high. So if we got something like a rush up, 2 legs back, we could have found a long, but, you know, it just pushes on up, very sharp, starts getting extremely choppy up here. There's no way that you can find a trade in here. It's just way too chopped. Let me put that back here. So range, you know, you can see we break out, attempt to fade back up. You know, we get these 2 legs out, tries to fade. Of course, there's no way to enter that safely. You know, you're not even getting anything closing back in. And if you did, there would be no room to the overnight high right here, which is likely why it's getting so choppy. And so then we just push down again. Now we have downtrend break, 2 attempts at a new low. So once again, just like right here, it made that new low. It's not always going to make 2 legs at a new low, so you would be able to look for a reversal here, but it ends up making that second leg down. So you can, once again, just basically look for the same thing here, just look for a reversal pattern. And, you know, you can kind of see there's technically one right here. We have uptrend, 2-legged break, push to a new high. It's obviously way too choppy to take. You know, of course, it's literally stacked up the whole way. And then, you know, we push up, we make that new high, and that's basically it for the day. And so, you know, what we could do is we could continue up from here as one leg. You know what I'd like to see is, like, continue up with one leg here and then get a 2-legged break, retesting the overnight high here. So, like, we can get something like this. So, you know, that's a possibility. Whoops, I didn't mean to. I'm going to draw it out fully here. So we could get something like this, a big picture failed second entry. You know, it is a good place to look for one. The downtrend, once again, has a break, 2 attempts at a new low, failure. Great place to look for a reversal pattern holding above the overnight high. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I hope it helped out in some way, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.